When we start nervous system regulation, we expect it to feel like a spa day. And we think we're going to feel calm, zen, and peaceful immediately. But for many of us, the beginning of healing feels terrible. You might feel more exhausted than ever. You might find yourself crying over a commercial. You might feel a sudden spike in anxiety after months of feeling fine but numb. So here's the truth: healing doesn't always feel like better. Sometimes healing feels like thawing, and thawing can be painful. Today, I'm going to give you 5 signs that your nervous system is actually healing, even if it feels like you're going backwards. So, sign one, you're exhausted. The debt is coming due. The first sign is deep, bone heavy exhaustion. If you've spent years in high alert or fight or flight, your body has been running on adrenaline and cortisol. You've been borrowing energy from your future self just to survive. And when you finally start to regulate and feel safe, your body says, "Oh, thank God we can finally stop," and then it crashes. This isn't depression, it's restoration. Your body is finally safe enough to feel how tired it actually is. If you're sleeping 10 hours and still feel tired, your system is finally paying back its stress debt. And sign two, you're feeling old emotions, like the thaw. The second sign is emotional volatility, and it's if you have been in a freeze or shutdown state, you've been numb. You haven't been calm, you've just been disconnected. As you heal, you move from freeze back to fight or flight and on your way to safety. This is called the thaw. Suddenly, you're feeling the anger you suppressed 3 years ago. You're feeling the grief you didn't have time for during the crisis. And if you're leaky with your emotions, it's because your capacity to feel is returning. The pipes are unfreezing. And sign three, you're noticing the dysregulation faster. So the third sign is that you feel worse because you're more aware. People often say, "I was fine until I started this work. Now I'm anxious all the time." The truth is, you were always anxious. You just weren't in your body enough to notice it. Now that you're building somatic awareness, you're catching the jaw clench, the sudden shallow breath, the racing heart in real time. Now, this isn't a sign that you're more dysregulated. It's a sign that your internal GPS is finally back online. And you can't fix what you can't feel. Sign four is your recovery time is getting shorter. The fourth sign isn't that you stop getting triggered, it's that you come back faster. Healing isn't the absence of triggers, it's the presence of resilience. Maybe a year ago, a stressful email would run your entire week. Now it runs your afternoon, but by dinner, you've used your tools and you're back to baseline. And if you can notice yourself spiraling and say, "Oh, I'm dysregulated," then take a break. That's a massive win. That is a flexible nervous system in action. And sign five is you're setting boundaries, even if it's scary. This fifth sign is that you say no and it's coming back. When we're dysregulated, we often fawn or people please to stay safe. And as your nervous system heals, you start to feel no in your gut. You might start disappointing people. You might stop answering texts immediately. You might realize certain relationships just don't feel safe anymore. And this feels bad because it's socially uncomfortable, but it's a sign that your internal compass is working. You're prioritizing your own safety over other people's comfort. You know, Healing is a messy, non-linear process. If you feel like a hot mess right now, you might actually be on track. Your body is doing the hard work of reorganizing itself around safety instead of survival. And if you're in the middle of the thaw right now, comment safe below. Let's normalize the fact that healing doesn't always look like a sunset. Sometimes it looks like a nap and a good cry. And if you're wondering if this messy feeling is actually a spiritual initiation, watch what we come out with next, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being in this space with me. Yes, very much. It helps me get the word out. Thank you.